And so, it continues. Hello there, welcome back to the Writing Advice Q&A. I'm your host, Kirin, bringing writing advice to you lightning fast if I don't ramble along the way. Today I've got a question from a viewer just like you. As always, if you leave a question in the comments down below, I will give you an answer. I'll give you a quick and easy answer. And your question may just get featured in a future video, so go out of your way to leave any questions you have. Before we go on anywhere though, I would like to give you the formal disclaimer, as always, that the following is merely just my advice, my opinion on what works for me. Don't take it as gospel, instead take it as the ramblings of a silly person who looks a little bit like this. If my white balance will actually just stick to one setting, I'll just do the whole video in this pose. You think I won't, I will. So let's take it from the top. No, that's ridiculous, I can't. Let's take it from the top. Today's question was sent by a viewer just like you, and it goes a little bit like this. In regarding to feedback, Max, how can you tell when someone is trying to be constructive with you or just trying to tear you down? I'm having a hard time telling. Maybe I'm just sensitive. In case you were wondering, this particular question comes in response to the points that I made in a recent video called Writing Advice for My Younger Self. And one of the points that I said was to stop listening to, I guess for a lack of a better word, trolls, people who are just being mean on the internet. I used to engage, and let me tell you right now, don't engage. Don't talk to them. They don't want a conversation, so just block them and move on with the rest of your freaking life, honestly. I think that's the best course of action. Or so, I believe, after my experience on the internet. But I got this question regarding that. Because sometimes you get good feedback, and sometimes you just get people telling you that your story sucks. But other times, it's a little bit more down the middle, and this person is wondering, how can you tell? How can you tell between constructive and unconstructive feedback? And in my personal experience, I find that it more often than not, falls down upon the person's tone. You see, when you actually sit down to think about this, the whole point of giving somebody feedback, there is basically no reason. There's pretty much no excuse to provide feedback to somebody and be mean or rude along the way. There's if the ultimate point here is to help a person become better and allow them to, see your point of view so that they can ultimately write a better story. Excuse the expression, why would you be an asshole about it? It's almost as though maybe, just maybe, there are people out there who use this sort of ability or open space to relay their opinion as a way to just be an asshole to somebody. That's the case sometimes. I took a lot of creative writing courses in college, and you meet a lot of these assholes. Guys, primarily guys, who have their experience with writing, and they believe that everything they believe is absolutely true and ultimate, and any little thing that they can find in your writing that goes against that is immediately bad or wrong. And that's just not good. And even though somebody out there may be like, well, maybe there's something good to their advice, yeah, but I find that it's weird when a person is, when you get down to it, are they ultimately doing it to help you get better or just to be mean about it? The answer is be mean about it, but pushing aside memories of creative writing courses, there's a couple of things that I want you to keep in mind. Those guys didn't last long in those classes, mostly because the wonderful creative writing course teacher that I had, the professor, she made it a point to add a rule to the classroom, and that rule was that you were not allowed, or you were forced to, every time you provided feedback to somebody, you had to preface everything you said with the letter I. I think your story sucks. I think this part of your story is wrong. Just adding the I before everything disarms anything they could ever say. It goes from being ultimate to being absolutely their opinion. And that's kind of the magic right there. It's the difference between someone saying, your writing is bad, to I think your writing is bad. Suddenly goes from being this overarching truth to, oh yeah, it's this asshole's opinion. That's the word of the day, apparently. I got the freedom to just say that, so I'm just gonna be throwing it all over the place today. There's a couple of things I want you to keep in mind. If you want that nice life hack right there, then there you have it. Every time you get feedback online, especially online, preface whatever they say or rewrite it with "I think" before every statement, and suddenly it sounds a lot more manageable. It still sounds bad usually, but more manageable. What I want you to keep in mind is this, okay? People's feedbacks, all the feedback that you get, especially even the good feedback, it's not ultimate, and it is, at the end of the day, somebody's opinion. As someone who's written a lot of books and gotten a lot of feedback on all of those books, I can tell you that it's always funny when you have two different beta readers give you conflicting pieces of feedback. One of them loves this scene, the other hates it. One of them wants it to go on longer, the other wants it cut entirely. That's the irony of writing. It is ultimately somebody's opinion. And anyone out there who sells their opinion, camera, please work. Anyone out there who sells their opinion as fact, as rules, is overselling their opinion and nothing else. I'm going a little bit long already, but I just want to take a second, a sidestep if you may, to let you know that in my personal experience, all of the feedback that I've gotten on the internet has been unconstructive. It's usually because the people who are sending you these messages either A, completely love your work and see no flaws in it, and that's nice, I appreciate those comments, they're sweet. But they're not exactly constructive. It's either that or they completely hate you and they think that you're the Antichrist. It's literally the polarizing nature of the internet. It's kind of like, when you think about it, the like and dislike bar on YouTube, okay? Only the people who really care about it are gonna go out of their way to like it, and everyone who is even close to inclined to disliking something will just slam that dislike button. That's a pretty good analogy right there. Everything that you read on the internet, every piece of feedback that anyone ever gives you, if you are brave enough to put your work out there, take it with a grain of salt. If you must, place the I at the beginning of their statements. Instead of Harry and Ron would never do that, consider I believe that Ron and Harry would never do that. That really helps you disarm things. But remember, as always, from my point of view, taking it back a little bit, winding it back, the difference between constructive and unconstructive feedback, I think honestly falls mostly on a person's tone. You can say, yeah, and I get it. Somebody out there is gonna be like, Max, but what if someone is being mean to you, but offering really good feedback? Well, my answer to that is, why are they being mean in the first place, though? You don't have to be mean or rude. There is plenty of mean and rude people in the world. We don't need more of those. If you have something to say, you can say it nicely, I think. And especially, and I don't want you to have this experience, but had you gone through those creative writing courses and putting up with those people, you would understand, man, it's almost as though they don't like writing. It's almost as though they just like to be mean to people. But I'm rambling. At the end of the day, I want you to remember one thing, okay? Ramblings aside, silliness aside, Max's experience with terrible people in real life aside, what are we here to do? What is the whole point of going out of your way to revise your story? What's the whole point of reaching out to people to see what they think? Is to make the story the best it can be. And it is good, it is great to go out and look for other people's opinions and to see what they think. But remember that at the end of the day, it is just their opinion. There are things that they may say that sounds like it's effective, but you gotta remember what works for your story. Every story, it's its own different animal, its own different beast. You can't just treat them all the exact same way. Ultimately, focus on getting better, making the best story forward, and to find what works for that story. And also just don't listen to the trolls. Okay. I hope that my rambling somehow made any amount of sense today. This was a bit of a strange video, mostly because I feel that this is the sort of thing where my experience is immediately different to what other people have had. I've had great people who have given me wonderful feedback, but I've also had those people. Ultimately, again, what are we here for? To tell the best stories we can. Okay, I've gone on way too long. I want to thank you for watching. I hope that this video helped, and I hope that if anything, I gave you another point of view. I would love to hear what you have to say regarding this particular subject, like for reals though. Go into the comments down below and let me know. How do you spot unconstructive feedback? What is the line for you? Are you okay with somebody being mean as long as what they provide is actually meaningful? Let me know in the comments down below. Again, I think this is all just like, this is just my opinion. This is just how I feel and how I've come to be. But maybe I'll turn around. I don't know. I honestly just feel that if someone's being mean about something, I don't want to say their opinion is invalidated, but it's just kind of like, if you have something meaningful to say, why be an asshole about it? But anyhow, I've gone on way too long. I want to thank you for watching, thank you for tagging along. Neo outro, really quick 20-second outro. There should be a button to subscribe if you haven't already. I don't swear as much as I did on this particular episode. It was just done for point of emphasis. If you would like to not miss my future videos, in which I probably won't be swearing as much as I did in this one, subscribe. There should be a playlist with over 100 writing advice videos waiting for you. A link to my Patron if you would like to make sure that I can continue on doing these videos for the foreseeable future. Link in the description down below as well. Patreon. You could also treat me to a cup of tea. But for the time being, I want to thank you for watching. Thank you for tagging along, and I will see you on the next one.